Breaking news! Paulina Luna has announced the date of the next UFO hearing. Not only that, but there's several other important dates coming up as well. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, this is per her latest Twitter post, or her X post. I still want to call it Twitter. She says, referencing investigations by task force pertaining to UAPs, please see the following dates. Skiff briefing with experts, April 29th. And presumably that's with David Grush. That is what Eric Burleson has said. They are going to get David Grush in a skiff for real this time. They've gotten in a skiff with his material before, or some of his material, but never with David himself. Well, it looks like that is finally about to happen. Now, she does say experts, plural. So who else is going to be in there? Are we going to get Jake Barber? Who is going to be in that skiff with David Grush, giving them information? Assuming they're finally getting David Grush in a skiff, Eric Burleson has said they are trying to get David's clearances restored, but he's also said that may be a process of several months. And they don't have several months, or they don't have very many months in the declassification task force. We only have like 4 months left, I think. So hopefully they can expedite that process, and hopefully that's what she's talking about as far as experts in a skiff. But yeah, so that's going to happen April 29th. Then we have a roundtable April 30th or May 1st. Now, the roundtable is probably referring to the UAP Disclosure Fund and their announced event in Congress. This nonpartisan briefing, hosted by the UAP Disclosure Fund and sponsored by the bipartisan task force on the declassification of federal secrets, will provide members with valuable insights into the scientific significance, national security relevance, and innovation potential of UAP-related data. Grok had a little more information on it. The UAP Disclosure Fund has announced a nonpartisan briefing event titled Understanding UAP, Science, National Security, and Innovation, scheduled for May 1st. So yeah, that aligns with Paulina Luna's date. The event is hosted by the UAP Disclosure Fund and sponsored by the bipartisan House Committee on Oversight and Accountability. It aims to provide a platform for members of Congress, their staff, and the public to engage with experts on UAP regarding scientific, national security, and innovation perspectives. It's intriguing that they say Congress and their staff. So does that mean David Grush will be able to ask questions of these panelists? That'll be interesting to see back and forth there. Event details May 1st. In the sponsor, the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability. Purpose to discuss UAP policy, transparency, scientific research, and national security implications. The panelists include Dr. Avi Loeb, Frank Baird, who is a professor of science at Harvard University, and additional panelists to be announced. Could be other panels. National security innovation are expected, but not yet detailed. The event is described as a first-of-its-kind policy briefing and emphasizing a nonpartisan approach to fostering dialogue on UAP transparency in research. I'm not sure what a partisan approach would be, but very interesting. So there you go. That is probably what Paulina Luna is talking about here. But then she gives the big news. We're actually getting an actual UFO hearing week of May 12th. She doesn't say May 12th specifically. She says that week. So, and she said witnesses and experts will be announced soon. So we don't know who's going to be at the hearing, who the people speaking to Congress are going to be. I would expect it to be, one of them would be Jake Barber. Why? Because it would follow the same trajectory as David Grush. He first appeared before the public on the Ross Coulthart interview, and then shortly thereafter was appearing before Congress. So Jake Barber, same thing, appeared on Ross Coulthart, same type of whistleblower anyway, but will he actually be before Congress? Because although there are definitely similarities with David Grush, a solid insider, solid background with compelling information, the differences are he is a direct participant of these programs. He's actually performed UFO crash retrievals. And so far, the House Oversight Committee has had difficulty bringing direct participants to present their information before Congress, to testify before Congress. Last time around, when the Lou Elizondo panel, Jared Moskowitz and others were suggesting afterwards that there had been some sort of interference preventing them from bringing forward the people they wanted to bring forward. So, assuming that Jake Barber is somebody they would want to speak to, will they actually be able to bring him forward with that interference? Or maybe now that he's public, that interference will be less than it was before. Other potential panelists that I would like to see brought forward are the 40 plus witnesses and whistleblowers that David Grush interviewed. That's where his information comes from, more or less, is from those 40 plus direct participants of the UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs. So, ideally, they would come forward and they would be able to present their evidence. Hopefully, they would have files, some of which might be able to be declassified, or portions of which could be declassified, scrub out anything that needs to be scrubbed out, redact that, but show us the videos of the aliens or the bodies or the craft or whatever they have to show that they've been working on UFOs. Show us those files. And some of these people are probably still working in those programs today, which may be why it's so sensitive. So let me know what you think about all of this. Either way, super excited that we are going to get all this UFO goodness coming up in the very near future. April 29th. Hopefully they'll be able to tell us something about what they learned in that skiff. I don't know if, any juicy information can come out of a skiff. And it'll be really interesting to know if they can act on it, because I'm hoping that that's why the UFO hearing is taking place after the skiff, weeks after the skiff. So ideally, they're going to go and talk to David on April 29th. They're going to get this information from David about these direct participants and witnesses. They're going to be able to then contact them and bring them before Congress on May 12th, or the week of May 12th. So that's what I would like to happen, is for them to be able to bring David's people forward, or Jake Barber, or both. That would be incredible. And that might actually be able to be, that might be about to happen. Who knows, guys? Who knows? It's always right around the corner. It's always right around the corner. But this time it's more around the corner than ever. That corner is closer than ever. People are already reacting to this news. Some people are saying it's time to subpoena some hostile witnesses. I would love to see that. That'd be amazing. Would they actually testify, though? Would they just take the fifth or whatever, refuse to speak? But absolutely, I would love to see that. Some are saying, bring forth Glenn Gaffney, who I've talked about before, who is a potential UFO information gatekeeper. A really interesting suggestion. Some people want to see Michael Salla brought in. A good idea. Anomaly File says we need Jay Stratton, Dr. Hal Pudolph, and Richard Benderick. Now, I'm not familiar with Richard Benderick, but if you guys are, let me know in the comments before. Jay Stratton would be a great person to have, but I'm afraid he would be another Lou Elizondo. Fascinating stuff, but not somebody that's actually reverse engineering UFOs. However, he has had some intriguing experiences. If Jay Stratton could be made to talk about being haunted by a werewolf or a skinwalker a hitchhiker effect from Skinwalker Ranch, or some of his other anomalous experiences, I would love to see Congress deal with that or ask those questions. That would be amazing. Dr. Hal Pudolph, a very intriguing figure in ufology. It would be always good to hear from Hal. I don't know how much he can say. I think he probably knows a lot more than he could say. But hey, maybe they could get him to talk. Who would you guys like to be brought in? So let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support the channel in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel. I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.